Hey everybody, it is week 8 of EDUT 586. We've made it. Well, not yet, but we've almost made it. As a reminder, right off the bat, do not want to forget to remind you about this. It'd be funny if I forgot to remind you about a thing. It's the whole point of a reminder. This course ends on Friday. Friday by midnight is when everything is due. Saturday morning, I will start grading assignments. So please, please, please get everything finished by Friday at midnight. I thought I'd do a throwback t-shirt from ISTE 12, 11 years ago, back when Twitter was like this thing that educators are starting to use. And there were a bunch of people that I had found on the Twitters, as my mom called it, and the conference team at ISTE decided that we needed to have a dedicated space. They called them lounges, 3 or 4 couches in a giant convention center space in San Diego. And I helped plan it, and I got to design this shirt, Social Butterfly. Did you get it? Do you like it? Hang on, I need to tilt it down a little bit or move forward a little bit. There we are. Anyway, I got a kick out of that. Seems like there's so much news around Twitter or X, around all the kind of social media and how educators are connecting. A big uptick I've seen looking back, a few weeks, not connected to week 8, is a lot of people are leaning in more towards LinkedIn. So if you tried that Twitter assignment and you're just like, I don't get it, I don't like it. LinkedIn is becoming what Twitter used to be. It also is a place where it's kind of resume plus social media, which for some of you, you hear that and you're just like, oh, that's actually really interesting. Sharing out educational resources, finding educators, connecting with other educators. You can connect so that you're a connection, I guess, or follow people. So people that, keynoting and have books and doing all that kind of stuff, you can just follow them and they just kind of become part of your feed. And then as you do things like blog posts, videos, like in week 8, you can actually link those in LinkedIn, and that starts to build out and paint a picture of the wide breadth of knowledge and expertise that you have in educational technology. So wanted to share that as a possible suggestion for what might be possible now that Twitter or X is having some tough times. Like during this course, it went from like, oh, we're doing okay to like, I don't know. Um, so LinkedIn is kind of the obvious choice. A couple others that come to mind are Meta's version of Twitter called Threads. A lot of people jumped on that immediately that I know because it pulls all of your users and your profile from Instagram. So if you're looking for like Instagram but with Twitter functionality, Threads is a great one. I know a lot of people are trying to make a move to make Blue Sky, which is currently invite only, so you can hop on that wait list, kind of the next social media for educators. So if you liked that idea, but like you were trying to do a Twitter chat and it wasn't working out, maybe consider jumping on either Threads or Blue Sky. There's a whole bunch of other ones. Post is in there, Mastodon is in there, Discord, a bunch of different ways of connecting. Let's talk about week 8, though. We're talking about the flipped classroom and just very broadly teaching with technology. You have your final assignment due this week. I'm going to reiterate a couple key points, even though we talked about it in the week 7 video. There's 2 videos for you. The classic Sugata Mitra's Build a School in the Cloud, and then John Green's The Nerd's Guide to Learning Everything Online. So you're going to watch those videos. The Build a School in the Cloud is one of the topics of a discussion board. Share your thoughts. This is an easy one to have that reference. Make sure you're always doing an APA formatted reference for all your discussion board posts. With that one, you're going to just cite the video, right? This week, discussion board initial post is due Wednesday, 2 responses by Friday. And then your second discussion board post, it's a very general, like, what did you get out of this course? What was something you're going to start using right away? Something you're already using? A challenge, a triumph, a high or a low, a rose, a bud, a thorn, however you want to think about it. Very general. Again, 1 initial post and 2 additional responses by Friday. So you're going to have 4 total responses, 2 initial posts with 2 citations. Those are your discussion boards, really straightforward. I talked about what your flipped classroom signature assignment looks like last week. I do want to direct you to the rubric and what that looks like. Just make sure you're really following the rubric. It's an easy one to miss an entire category. As an example, that first row is Introduction to Flipped Lesson. If you don't introduce it and give people a breadcrumbs of like, hi, my name is Bill, and here's what we're going to talk about this lesson, you're going to get a 0 out of 5. And it's a really easy thing. It's like 2 sentences to start your video. So make sure you know make sure your students or imaginary students know where you're going in this lesson. And it can be just, a couple quick sentences. You're going to add it to your class website. Make sure it's embedded. Make sure you're sharing that link. As you're going through it, the narration of Flip Technology, just make sure that you know what you're going to say. It does not need to be perfect, but there should not be massive pauses or or hang on, where's the thing, right? Like have the tabs open with your notes, with your examples, depending on what format you're doing. I'm still just using QuickTime Player, recording just myself. If I wanted to get my screen, I'd use something else like Zoom, Screencast-O-Matic, all kinds of options listed on that week 8 page for you. If it's just you trying to teach something or show a thing, then just you talking to the camera totally works. If you need to show examples, something where you can screen share and see your face is really important. And definitely err on the side of being engaging without being perfect. You don't have to throw this into iMovie or Final Cut Pro and spend 12 hours editing out each or having really fancy transitions, but it should move pretty briskly from one to the next. Again, this video right here is a good example of what that looks like to get 100% on those rubric items. My goodness, can you imagine if they were not? And then the last thing, make sure that you're also writing a lesson plan. Strongly recommend that it connects with what is on the rubric using UBD, using the backwards design lesson plan. So use that. You're going to connect it with the ISTE standards. That's one row on the rubric, just lesson plan that connects with the videos you have. You're going to be doing either one big video, about 10 minutes, or 2 short ones, about 5 minutes each. I feel the 5-minute ones are generally easier because you can kind of do a part 1, get that solid. If you stumble over your words or closed a tab or you lost kind of where things were, you don't have to redo the whole thing. Whereas if you're really out to get like 1 10-minute video, you're either going to record many small clips, bring them together in something like iMovie to put them together, or you're just going to do it in kind of one shot and try and get kind of the not the perfect take, but like the take without having to edit it, like what I'm doing here. In that case, you really want to have a fair amount of practice. These videos I've made have taken, my goodness, how long have I been making videos for? To try and get make sure to hit all the points, casual enough that it feels like I'm a real person, hopefully engaging enough, I don't know, self-deprecating enough, actually funny enough that they're, I don't know, fun to watch. I can't imagine you're ever going to watch this video ever again in your life, but engaging enough that you're like, yeah, I'm getting my master's course and these videos are useful. Off the cuff enough that I can kind of riff about what ISTE is, and I had my list of like, getting a little bit meta here, like talking about the video that I'm making right now. Like I knew I wanted to talk about LinkedIn, Mastodon, Blue Sky. Before the video, I flipped through my phone to make sure the apps I've currently downloaded and joined with social media. Like I had that list in my head, but that's taken, I've been making videos like this for over 10 years at the graduate level, like as a graduate instructor. So if you're not doing that, the shorter video, you're going to be able to practice it a lot. And if you just completely lose your way, start over. If you get interrupted or lose your way just a little bit, just keep going. Again, I've said it before, I'm going to continue to say it. If you're making videos for your students, you making the video is what's super valuable. If you're finding other videos, here's a Khan Academy video, here's someone else's flipped instruction. Your students don't know those people. They're not engaging. What they care about is your relationship with them. Like at its heart, that's what teaching is. It's relational. And so if you're making your video and it's imperfect, it's you, and that's totally fine. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just make sure that as you're looking at this rubric, that it makes the point of it's engaging, it's coherent, it really has kind of a shape of, hey, welcome, here's what we're going to do, here's some steps, and then here's a wrap up for you. So to that end, doing 2 short videos, 2 5-minute videos, is my recommendation, but either way is totally fine. On the Google Doc, there's lots of resources to get you thinking about it. There's screencasting tools. I've mentioned more than one. And then there's also a link. I talked a little bit about I talked a lot about HyperDocs actually last week. And then you're going to upload them. Strongly recommend putting it onto YouTube because you want to be able to get that embed code to throw onto your class website. And that embed code on YouTube is super, super easy. If you don't want the world to see it, you can change it from public to unlisted, and then you have to have the link to be able to view. I strongly recommend making it public because when people Google your name, if you're looking for a new job, they will likely find that video on YouTube, and it's going to be a good video, right? Like, you are all putting out really good work, so you should be proud of this. It's going to be great. You're likely going to get a great score on it. So make it public. So when people Google you, they find this amazing flipped video resource, and people are like, "Wow, like that is someone that knows about educational technology." So that is my 2 cents. That is what is going on with week number 8. As one final reminder, this course comes with lifetime tech support. If you can spell my name, you can find me on all the things, whether Twitter or X disappears in a day, a week, a month, or 10 years. I'll continue to be on whatever social media. BillSelleck.com is always an easy way to find me. So if you ever have questions or want to share anything or reach out, you're more than welcome to do that. And as always, reach out with any questions. Hopefully you've enjoyed this course. It's been a ride, particularly with Twitter/X being what it was. But looking forward to seeing those final videos and that final lesson plan in week 8. Happy week 8, everybody.